How you doing? My name is Ron McIntosh. I am I'm gonna just assemble an AR-15 upper with a disconnect front handguard barrel. I got the Pantheon Arms disconnect kit. I got that from Tactical Life in Davie, Florida. Really good people. Any questions you have with them, they'll answer right there on the phone with you. If you can get in touch, if you can get them to answer, which they usually always answer regardless when I call. So what this will end up doing, the parts that come in it are these parts, and your very tiny bolts to lock on here. So I'll explain it a little bit as I'm going. Pretty much what it'll do, this is just a lure. I'm not going to use this lure on the build, but it'll pretty much get your AR-15 to where you can disconnect the front handguard, put it in the back, have the breakaway buffer tube and arm brace, and you can slide it in there, and your AR-15 will literally be about this size here. Tactical Life are pretty good about having everything there for you. I've bought the actual full build from them before in the past, and where I didn't have to do nothing but get it and shoot it. I did it in 300 blackout, then supersonic rounds. I built 5.56 after that. And so you can buy the whole gun. You can buy a complete upper with everything already done to it, or like I just did, I bought the actual disconnect kit, and it comes with everything, including instructions, which you need. It talks to you about everything, literally simple as all outdoors, walks you through. I've been building for a couple years. I just now started to literally sit back and think about, like, oh, you know what? I've learned a little bit on the way, so why not share what I know with everybody else? So that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm not a professional at this at all. I have been building for a couple years, but I just want to be able to share the knowledge that I do have so that everybody is safe. And like I said, you know, at any point in time, it even tells you in their directions as you're going through, like, hey, if you're unsafe with this, take this to an actual gunsmith. And they encourage, you know, phone calls. They'll talk to you. And if you can, I'd say it's probably even best to go in the store with them, because they're, like I said, really awesome. I have not met them yet. I have done a lot of stuff with them and talked with them over the phone. So the parts that you're going to end up getting, this part here, you have to watch. I did ask them multiple times, you have to watch on your upper receiver. You can't have an upper receiver that's flared up here, because the way this works, those two notches sit right on, you see it? They sit right in this area here. So if you have a flared upper receiver, it'll stick out a little bit, and you won't actually be able to fit this on there. So this, if you can see, you see those two notches, will actually go down and sit to where they're on both sides, right in there, and on the other side in there. Sorry, I don't have the best lighting here too. So, and then what'll end up happening, this part here, which is your nut, will just go, it sits right inside on those threads on those threads, twist, and it will actually lock it into place. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a break here, put this in, and then once I put this in, I'm going to put in, they do have, let me show you this to you real quick. They have, it comes with the Allen wrench and the tiny screw that goes into these two parts here. Once you lock this in, these actually go into those little tabs there. It's a hole in there that you actually screw these into to give it more support and locking it in. So what I'll do, I'll pause this real quick, do this. I'll put this barrel nut on, and I'll put these little screws in the side here. I'll get back with you, and then we'll move on to assembling the handguard and the barrel and everything, and it'll be that simple. See you in a minute. All right, so I got that in with the assistance of one of my friends, and then I got the nut tied in on this side. I'm gonna tighten it up over here too. A lot of people like to use Loctite. You could use Loctite or whatever you want to, just to make sure those screws, once they get in there, that they really don't move or don't come out later or move around just with it. So put a little nice snugnet to it, and that's it. So what's going to end up happening once I put this forward part in here, my gas tube is going to go in, my barrel is going to go in, it's going to go in and lock against my BCG and everything that's in there. When I disconnect, I'm going to pull that tab down, twist my rail, and pull back on the BCG to release the gas tube. Done. So this is that's complete. That's how it looks. That's how it's going to be. And so set that off to the side. So now what I'm going to end up doing, this goes on here. You have, where's 7 barrel, gas tube, gas block already done. And that is all I need for this. So it tells you, we can go by the directions if you guys want, but this is how it's going to connect onto here. So what I'm going to end up doing, I have to walk my barrel through the back end, and I'll show you before. If you look at that, you see that kind of recess. That's where your barrel and everything's going to end up sitting in there. And you see that open space there. That's where your gas tube is going to go, so that when you get ready to release everything, your barrel and gas tube can move a little bit like that, so that it can disconnect. So if you're thinking, so this is the back end that's actually going to connect to the actual forward rail. So that's how we're going to end up doing it there. Drop that in. It's going to be that simple. You're going to see it. It's going to sit flush in there. And then that's where it's going to move like that. And that's going to be your gas tube in there. So you can leave that like that. Next step is actually putting on my gas block and gas tube. It's going to go and just go right through that part there. Lock in. I like to sight all my stuff up instead of just guessing. Once I get that, tighten up my bolts for my gas block. Lock that in so that I know everything is where it needs to be. Hand tight. Like I said, again, people like to put Loctite and stuff on here. The only reason why I'm not doing it right now is because I'm just assembling, so you all can see. So this part here, once that's on, you sit there and just thread this. Yes, it does move, because number one, you have nothing holding. You don't have a muzzle brake on the end, so you don't have anything holding that barrel in right now. A lot of people like to use cookie cutters, which I've done on a couple of mine. I use the cookie cutter, and that cookie cutter just sits out here in front, and it's awesome. I actually like it, but I think I went a different way with some of this stuff here. So this is pretty much all it is, just screwing this on until you get it flush, and then you give it a nice good crank, hand tight, or you can use certain tools. They do sell, when you sell the assembly, it does come with tools with it. You can check with it and all that. So after you get it up there, I give it a nice snug tight, and then that's it. So, and then the next point is the next point I'll be doing. So now this is where it ends up going. Before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and add in add in this here, just a muzzle brake on here. Go ahead and do this. There's probably better ways to do it. Like I told you guys, I am not a professional. I have built before. I have been building for a couple years. So this is just that. So what's going to end up happening is, so this is how it's going to end up going. Okay. You see the hole up top for the gas tube and for the barrel. That goes in there. So it's going to, you're going to line them up like that. Put that in. Once you get it there, that's going to lock, and then boom, that's locked in. That's your upper receiver, done and gone. So what I'm going to do now to take it apart, it's literally just going to be pulling this tab down. You see the little gap there? Twist. And then boom, you have your whole upper that comes out. So that's how it's going to go. I'll keep it locked, put in. Everything has already been oiled up. Put in my gas block and everything. I mean, not my gas block, my charging handle and BCG. Lock it in. I got one of my lowers off one of my other builds, so disregard that it doesn't match. Safe. Nothing in the chamber. There's no mag. There's no ammo. Ready to go. And now there you go. That's your firearm. Ready to go. Now deal with me because this is my first time putting it together on this lower and stuff. So I'll take it apart real quick and I'll show you how it does. Usually you'll have that breakaway tube here with the arm brace that you can sit the forward in once it folds over. But you can still do it like this. So what it's going to end up being, pulling this tab down here, twisting that upper. That's disconnected. And then pulling charging handle back, it releases that whole upper part there. Boom, bam, that's it. You're good to go. Thanks for watching, folks. You got any questions, you can hit me up and you can ask on there. I'll answer what I can. Tactical Life in Davie, Florida. You can look them up online. They pop up real good. They're awesome people. They did talk to me through a lot of this stuff. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions, hit up and enjoy. Be safe. Take care.